The Corrupted Gauntlet is known as one of the hardest solo minigames in the history of RuneScape. In today's video, I will mention some of the things that you should avoid when learning the Corrupted Gauntlet. This video is targeted towards those who are just starting to learn the Corrupted Gauntlet, trying to get their first kill, or are struggling to continuously get kills and assumes that either you have some basic knowledge of the Corrupted Gauntlet's mechanics, or that you have watched guides about the topic in the past. Eating and drinking too often. One of the things I've been a culprit of when learning, or have seen others do, is eating or drinking from their potions awfully often. Every single time their health or prayer goes down by the most minuscule amount, they start sipping down on potions and munching on their food. This should be definitely avoided. Every time you're overeating, you're basically wasting precious DPS on the boss. This could end up on your kills being way longer than they should and you running out of supplies. My recommendation is to drink or eat only when your health decreases by a substantial amount. This set amount is based on your max HP, so after taking 30 to 50 damage as a rule of thumb, you should probably eat. Also, utilizing small windows such as when switching your weapons to eat or drink, as shown in the clip in the background, will not have detrimental effects on your DPS and will keep you healthy enough to continue fighting the Hellknife without wasting as much time. Potion blocking. Potion blocking is not a common thing that newcomers do, but for those who are having issues understanding it, this clip from Autoblock should explain it perfectly.
Okay, I'm gonna show you. Pop block is this. Let's say you brew, but you don't angler. Now I can't click angler for like a couple ticks. Does that make sense? And it gives them opportunity to KO you. You want an angler brew. See how it processes right away? Look again. Angler brew. Angler brew.
Potion blocking can be really hurtful, especially if you're critically low on HP and prayer at the same time. While it is not a big or common mistake, learning to avoid it could save you from a near-death experience. Not using helpful plugins. The Corrupted Gauntlet is infamous for overwhelming new players with things that they have to do or keep an eye on. Those who use RuneLite can take advantage of some plugins available to the players, which can take some of the weight off from this difficult task. I'll go over some of the plugins I find the most helpful. The first plugin I want to mention in this video is the Truth Tile Indicator. You can see below my character there's this cyan square. I don't know my colors, so this is my Truth Tile. Obviously if I'm standing still it's gonna be below me, but if I click over here, you see how it's always ahead of me? Well, no. If we're to click, you see if my character is visually is going over, it's like over here, but my Truth Tile, this is where your character truly is. So this will help you a lot when in the tornadoes phases, because sometimes you will get the like you will see the tornadoes go over you but not damage you, and you'll be confused. And other times you see the tornadoes not even close to you and damage you. They're visually, you know. But if you use this, you can know exactly where your character is and you can avoid easily the tornadoes, which is probably the hardest part for most new players. And if you're trying to get this, I think it's a common thing and most people recommend it, so you should probably have it. If you don't, you just go here and you search for tile. The first thing that should come out is just tile indicators. You enable it right here or right here, doesn't matter. And over the third section, you can tweak this whatever you want. If you like using this, I like using them. You will go to current tile and then you will highlight Truth Tile. This you will check mark it. Now you will have it. You can, if you click the little thing below it, you can just you can select the color, and you can even select the fill color. I don't like doing that, but if you wish to do that, that is up to you. This will help. The second plugin we're gonna talk today is called the Gauntlet. Yeah, the Gauntlet. So sorry, I forgot to take that off. You'll go to the plugin hub in the same little configurations tab, and you will search here for the Gauntlet. You see, there's two. I think the first one I'm sure is for, I know is for the corrupted one. I don't know if this is for the Gauntlet. Why is there two? I don't know. But anyways, this one is the one I use. I don't know why this is in top, but you want to configure it. You see. And it has a lot of, like when you click it and you enable it, there's a lot of configurations. So you might be like, wow, that's a lot. But if you enter the Corrupted Gauntlet, you'll see how useful this truly is. Oh, there's nothing there. That's so like, well, see, right now, there's 3 trees. They're highlighted. Often they're like, obviously when you enter first time, they're not highlighted. If I take it off, they're not highlighted, as you can see. They even unhighlight themselves after you complete it. Also another neat feature of this is like if you get, it starts at 3 but I have it at 7, and like you see this how much you need, you want. As soon as you get oh, why is it keep going? Okay, let's see. I don't know, I think it didn't track some of them because I enabled it, but as soon as you get enough, you see, enough bark, it will just not highlight it anymore if I see any other. The third and last plugin I want to talk about in today's video is called the Handlef Helper. This is not targeted towards those who are used to like switching prayers. This is for new players who are not used to like switching prayers and not counting attacks. This will help you a lot. In the plugin hub, you wanna look for this Handlef. I already have it installed. I'm gonna install the thing. I already have it on my plugin hub. And enabling it doesn't have many options. You skip it. It's gonna stay in default, but you will go down here as soon as you enter. Like if I exit it, this is very easy. It's like right here, automatically hide. But when I enter, you see this little tab, and it opens this. This is really useful when you're fighting the Handlef. Like I promise you, if you're new, let me lower my settings a little bit. If you're new, this is really useful. Let's enter the Handlef's layer, because I'm just trying to showcase this. You're gonna pray. Obviously, you must like the first thing you have to pray is range, right? Oh, I'm so sorry. You're supposed to, as soon as you enter and it hits and the first attack hits you, you're supposed to click on start or whatever it's called. But since I messed up, I waited for the, see, it says range and you have to switch. As soon as it says range, you have to switch. And if you get trampled, like hit by the melee boss, if you stand under this thing, you can click here. As you can see, I also mentioned this before, you can just walk through the tornadoes. Doesn't really matter. But as you can see, if you mess up like I did, and you didn't count, just spray range, and as soon as you see the animation, just play magic, and as soon as the attack hits, the first attack hits you, you want to click here. Or if you do it right, like you should, you just spray in range, and as soon as you attack, if you see the hit splat, it has to be the hit splat. See? After you get by the first Handlef attack, as soon as you see the hit splat on your player, you just click here, and it will start the counting. And as I mentioned before, if you get trampled, you just click here, and it will add 4 seconds. Because if you don't know this, but I'm sure you do, oh sorry, it starts counting down, so it's very useful. But if you don't know this, the Handlef's melee attack doesn't count towards the attack rotation. So when you get hit by it, it will add seconds, because that's basically it, because it doesn't really count. So this is very useful. It is really nice and neat. Let's see, true. It is very useful. Anyways, not attacking while the tornadoes are out. This mistake is the most common between newer players, because when the tornadoes are out, your first instinct is to run away from them. While sometimes it can get chaotic, especially when Handlef is below 300 HP, you're losing huge amount of DPS if you decide to just run away from the tornadoes the whole time. To learn this, I recommend you using the staff and the bow as your weapons of choice, since the natively longer range will make it easier to attack while running from the tornadoes. But don't forget to practice hitting with the halberd as well, because most of the time you don't choose what weapons you get, and if you're stuck with the halberd in a tornado phase, 10 to 15 seconds of taking damage but not dealing much back will just end up in you wasting resources and accomplishing very little to nothing. Not equipping yourself adequately. Many guides recommend the usage of tier 1 armor, and while this is fine for people who are used to doing the gauntlet, for those who are new, this could be the reason you're not getting the kills done. Tier 1 armor makes the Handlef's attack do a max hit of 13 when praying correctly, while full tier 2 armor makes the Handlef's attack do a max hit of 10. Tornado damage is also reduced, going from 14 to 25 damage per tick with full tier 1 armor to 10 to 20 damage per tick with full tier 2 armor. And while the difference in damage doesn't seem that massive, new learning players are more prone to committing mistakes, so having that extra protection will make more of your food available in case of messing up. Panicking. While it is understandable to be panicking since the nature of the minigame is very frenetic on its own, learning to stay calm will cause less mistakes to be made. Some tips I recommend are to not spam click, as this can cause issues. Just click once or twice on your destination tile, as this will likely decrease the chance you end up in an awkward position. Another little tip is that if you're learning the Corrupted Gauntlet, getting some corrupted battlefish so you can double eat in a panic situation might be of use. Just know that they will heal 15 rather than 20, so don't get too many as this will decrease your overall total possible healing. Well, that was the end of the video and all the tips and tricks I have for you all today. In the description of the video, I'll be leaving some links to guide and like other niche little things you can learn to strengthen your knowledge of the Corrupted Gauntlet to make it easier for you. I'll also be leaving the link to the content creators whose content I've used throughout the video, so you can go and follow them, please, if you have watched this far. And also, if you leave a comment, a like, something like that, this might be this might reach people who are newer to the Gauntlet, and this might be the video who helps them. Maybe not, probably not, but you know, it also helps me. So thank you for watching this far, and I hope you have really good luck on your really good RNG. That's what I meant to say. Oh my god.